Hello, welcome back to Al Talks. I'm gonna bring you some comedy news. Is everything on? Sounds a bit strange. Hello. Anyway, yeah, welcome back to this week's podcast. I'm gonna talk about the last couple of open mics I've done and such. Okay, so not sure if I'm. I think I talked about in the last podcast that I was uh, at this stage, like I said, because I'm recording these ahead of time, so would have been this would have been 3 weeks ago, I think. Let me just check my schedule. Oops. I think. Give me a second and I'll check before you. Sorry, just had to check back on dates there. Yeah, so this would have been the 8th of March on a Tuesday where I did my double headlining, well, not double headline, but double header gigs. First at Giggles and then at Feckett Comedy Improv. The Giggles gig went really well. Like I've been saying, I've been writing new material and trying that out in time for the Good Crack Open Mic Comedy Night in Bray on the 13th of April. So I've been preparing for that and it's going really well. So really looking forward to doing that in the future. But yeah, I really like doing giggles because it's an interesting crowd. It's Bill and Connor do a great job hosting it, and I really enjoy performing there. And most weeks, well, the last 2 weeks that I've been doing giggles and going on to Feckle Comedy, people have actually been going down with me to both gigs as well. So it's always good fun. Um, Hopefully, I can keep doing giggles and Feckle in the one night because I like doing two gigs in one night because they're different. Like because giggles is an open mic, because it's a nice contrast because I have the open mic where I'm working on my material, and then fact comedy, you know, kind of just throw stuff at you and you try and come up with stuff on the spot. Um, in terms of because, like I said, how fact comedy works is everyone gets kind of rapid fire round the start where all the comedians go up, and then each comedian get three suggestions from the ones that the crowd wrote, and then they have to do, they have three suggestions that they do on stage, and then at the end we do another rapid fire round where we do another rapid fire round. Any suggestions that are left over, so we do those, and I did a bit better that week than the very first time I did because it was kind of unexpected what they were going to throw at me and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I like improv. Like I've only done it twice, but like I said, I did fare a bit better the second time, and it's interesting because it kind of gives you a chance to work on some. Like it's really good for writing because you know stuff that you come up with there and premises and stuff. It's good in that sense, because like you have to think on your feet, and sometimes it's easier. Some of them are easier, some of them are harder, but all around, it was really good. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then later on that week, on the 12th of March, one of one of the comedians who I've become friends with over the last couple of months, Rob Nodder, as we call him, the other Rob, because there's Robbie Wilde and there's Rob Nodder. He was hosting a charity gig for the Red Cross that was going to send humanitarian aid to Ukraine because of the war. And I went down there originally as a spectator because I wasn't working Saturday, so I was like, I'll go down and show support. There was going to be 6 comedians on the lineup, and the headliner didn't show up, so I actually ended up. Rob asked me to do 10 minutes of stand up. Now it's been a while since I've done 10 minutes of stand up, so I mean, I kind of, not that I burned through a lot of material, but I got to use a good bit of the new stuff as well, so that's been working really well and worked really well that night as well. Like, I mean, that night was great fun because Rob's younger brother Will started in comedy as well, so both of them did a set and they kind of just bounced off each other. It was a really good night. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I won in the raffle. I won a hamper. There was like a bunch of stuff in there. Like, I mean, I got 2 tickets for the Comedy International up in Dublin and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely good. And what else was I going to say? I mean, yeah, that's about it in terms of gigs. I mean, last couple of weeks, I mean, have been really good, because just looking over my, on the back of where I write comedy, I have all the gigs I've done so far this year. And, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Might not seem like a lot, but considering first year and a half of comedy, I did 5 open mics. It's like I said, the comedy plan that I proposed is working out really well, so I'm happy with that. And what else? I don't think there's any other news other than just preparations for Bray for the Good Crack open mic, and then after that in May I'll be doing Stitch's new material night. But that's all the gigs I've booked so far, and then kind of anything in between what I'll be doing to prepare for those 2 gigs. But it's yeah, I think I'm gonna be like I said, I have I'm in the what do you call them? I'm on the list, I suppose, at several comedy clubs, MVP, and then Crash and Burn. So hopefully I'll be doing those soon as well, which would be very good. But I mean, stop fiddling with stuff. It is quite hot out, so it's slightly uncomfortable because it is roasting in my room. But anyway, it's yeah. I mean, last week, or the week where I did 3 gigs in 1 week was pretty good because I've never done 3 gigs before. It's and only up until recently I would never get more than 1 gig a week, which like last week was really fun. Like, I was talking to one of the comedians at the charity fundraiser, and he was saying, I said, this is my charity gig this week, and he's like, oh, professional. Another cool thing at that comedy gig, or the comedy charity gig, sorry, was that one of the guys who did the Gong Show with me, Richie, at the very start of the year, on the 31st of January, he did a set there as well. And I mean, in about 2 months, like, he has new material written and stuff. Like, he's become really good. I mean, like, his stage presence was great that night. His jokes are very funny and like really good premises and stuff like that. So I'm really glad that he decided to stick it out with comedy. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of him in the future. But I mean, he's doing so well right now, and I really hope he sticks it out. Like, I mean, I'm no comedy veteran myself, but I mean, it's it was really good to see him perform that night. So, but that's all the news so far. Just keep you posted on future dates. You can check out my social medias: Facebook, Instagram, Linktree, and you can get merch. Just message me on any of the social media platforms, or you can email me. But yeah, so that's this week's podcast. Thanks for listening, and I shall see you all next week.